My name is Joel Nagus, and this is Innovative Instruments. Today we are looking at the Vongon Paragraphs, which is a resonant low-pass filter and waveform generator, or in other words, it allows low frequencies to pass through while then manipulating how and when you hear the higher frequencies. Ryan at Vongon sent me this pedal, and I am super glad that he did. I absolutely love it, and I've been using it a lot. Definitely go check out Ryan's stuff. He has this Paragraphs, and then he also has the brilliant Ultra Shear, which is a reverb and vibrato pedal stereo as a recreation of the Lexicon 224. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. In this series, we're not so much looking at the technical details of these instruments, though there's plenty of technical detail. There's so much going on in this pedal. There are lots of other demos and videos, content creators that are making good stuff. I would definitely check out Ponderer Sounds is one of my favorites with this pedal. But instead, what I'm looking to do is to show how I use this instrument to express ideas. As a classical double bassist, we learned how to manipulate sound on our instruments using various techniques. And the result can be lots of different things. But in this case, I wanted to show an example of how I think changing the frequencies that we hear on the high end can be a significant change in character. Let me show you what I mean. When I'm using my bow closer to the bridge, there is a more resonant sound, there is more core to the sound, and a lot more high-end activity. But when I move my bow closer to the fingerboard, you can hear and see the difference. Listen to this. I want to explore with a few different instruments how this change in character might be helpful as we look to use this instrument for creative expression. The first thing that I want to show you in this idea of character change is with a patch I made on the OP1, and you heard in the opening for this little tune that I'm working on as a result of the Paragraphs. I made this patch and reversed it, tried to make it cool, but honestly it was a bit bland. Listen to it on its own. And now listen to what the Paragraphs can do to a somewhat bland patch and give it some life and vitality by modulating the harmonic activity that you hear. Listen to this. I found that the Paragraphs was particularly beautiful in pairing with the OP1's digital sounds and bringing some grit and life into it. The next thing that I want to show you is how this pedal can modulate rhythm. So because it produces its own waveforms, you can then trigger the filter to open up and let those high frequencies through. You can hold it to let it through, or you can create a cycle with it as the waveforms are then generated within the pedal. A beautiful addition to this pedal is the CV and MIDI in, which allows you to sync up with Eurorack, or in this case I'm using the clock out of the Polybrute to make sure that the different waveforms that are generated are done in time with the patch that I've already made. You can see the possibilities with any kind of rhythmic generation. The last thing that I want to show you is pairing the Paragraphs with my 1977 Rhodes. You can hear here the idea of attack modulation. So because we're allowing high-end frequencies to come and go with the sound, if you attack at a particular point when the filter is closed, you lose a lot of the actual spark of that attack. And so depending on when you strike the note within the opening and closing of that waveform, you can hear lots of variation. I think this is really helpful for instruments like the Rhodes, or really any percussive instruments that uses a hammer to create the sound. It's kind of one-dimensional in how sound is created, but with this pedal, you can change the character of that attack depending on when you place the note. Well, to wrap this all up, I think that the Paragraphs is a brilliant pedal. So many different possibilities of what you can do to manipulate sound. I think Ryan is really onto something also with this form factor. Obviously, you can throw it on a pedal board and it'll work great with guitar, but also I think that this fits really well in the synth and producer community. If you're a desktop musician, I think that this layout, this form factor is totally brilliant. It looks gorgeous. Also, definitely check out the Vongon Ultra Shear reverb and vibrato. Thanks so much for checking this video out. Leave some comments below. I'm brand new to YouTube, so I'd love it if you'd heckle me. Thanks for checking it out.